What's going on, guys? We're back yet again, and we're going to be doing another review today. We're finally going to be reviewing the entire season of Lopez versus Lopez. So, season three was kind of very interesting, especially for if you guys have been keeping up with the season of not only with George's character trying to hold on to sobriety, and then what happened to Rosie's character with her getting with the one she was possibly going to marry, even though it was very quickly, and he was extorting her for money and among other things, and then find out that he was an addict for sex. And George met him in counseling, and then they became friends, and that caused an issue. And how Rosie was wanting to take him to court, and then how we also saw where he pretty much did get forgiven to a certain degree, and I found that kind of crazy because we all know that George was not forgiven that easily, but yet somehow whatever his name was. So I don't know why that was the case, but apparently I'm assuming she somewhat forgave him. But either way, then of course we see for Maya and Quentin trying to get ready for their wedding, and Rosie wanting to have it a certain way, and then George wanting to have it a certain way. So that's pretty much somewhat of the season. But the main cliffhanger of this season, and again, I'm assuming that the season's over because we've already had about 12 episodes. But from everything that seeing for this season, is it was pretty much leading up to the very last episode, which what I was really wanting to talk about is finding out that George's mother was alive and all the things he was saying about her. And then, of course, Mayan being Mayan, she wanted to give her grandmother a chance. And with her grandmother working at a thrift store and seeing her do a good deed for a little girl, giving the doll that she wanted for pretty much for free, even though it was only like $10. So I don't know why it was that expensive, or not even really expensive. I mean, it was only $10. So I don't know. Maybe I was overthinking it, but then, of course, her and Quentin get a karaoke machine. George finds out about them meeting his mother, and they try to have a dinner. He finally says how he feels. He gets sick, and then she comes to show him a baby picture. Now, again, is George fully right with what happened? No, because again, he somewhat did the same thing that his mother did. He drank, he did other stuff. He was not there for mine for a majority of her life, and it really messed her up. And then him really trying for sobriety and being there, trying to handle a job, trying to handle everything. He's trying, and again, with her trying to pretty much use that towards him, of like, okay, if you did that, then maybe she's doing that as well, maybe you need to give her a chance. So it seemed like she was slowly going to give her a chance, but then what we see is right at the very end of the episode where she's looking for her keys and she's trying about ready to leave, and she just loses her mind of, where's my keys? Where's my keys? And then she starts saying, like, you don't know anything. And she just goes off on Maya, man. I mean, she just goes completely off on Maya. And even Quentin's like, here's your keys. And then she just, changes her personality. And then he's like, what was that? And she says, I think that was the Elsa that my dad warned us about. So, again, from a viewer standpoint, I think she has possible bipolar. I think maybe now that she's older, she possibly now has Alzheimer's, or maybe she always had them. I don't know, because that is what George said, that she'd be very nice at one minute and then mean and crazy the next. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be doing with this latest season. I don't know if it's going to be either good or bad, or if we're going to be getting another season. I enjoyed, I would say, a decent amount of this season. Again, like I'm saying, comedy just ain't the same it once was. It's not as interesting. It's not as funny. But again, there was some comedy. There was some stuff that was kind of cringy, or I just didn't care about. There are times where the characters are annoying. Like there's times I will say Chance is annoying. I will say there's times where Quentin's annoying. I will say times where there's Rosie's annoying. The best part of the show, honestly, in my opinion, is between George and Mayan. Those are honestly my favorite characters of the show. But overall, it just kind of seemed like it was just a normal season. I will say, on a side note, I felt very, my childhood felt very, I guess, circled around because we got to see Vicki Lawrence on there, who played as Quentin's mom. Which again, if y'all don't know Vicki Lawrence, big legend in the entertainment industry for Mama's Family, the Carol Burnett show, as Thelma Harper, one of her legendary roles, and she played on other shows as well. But I enjoyed seeing her on there. Seeing her and George Lopez pretty much be in the same room was literally like my childhood just come full circle, and I loved it because again, grew up watching George Lopez, grew up watching Vicki Lawrence, and among many others. So again, the season wasn't bad. It was still decent to a certain degree, but it also, like the old saying goes, how many more seasons are we going to get before it gets old, before it gets annoying, and before it just starts getting almost the same thing played out over and over and over again? Are we going to see Quentin and Mike finally get married? Are we going to see George ever move out? Are we going to see him and Rosie ever rekindle that possible relationship? Don't know. But what you guys think of this season? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. What you guys think of the show this season, and what do you think is going to happen next season if we do get another season? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one.